Senate is about Nigeria and Nigerians. It is through our integrity and openness that we shall uphold the trust of the people.
Senate resumes pledges to justify the trust of Nigerians.
The bill inter alia seeks to establish a specialized agency to be saddled with the responsibilities of safeguarding mining operations.
And a bill to prevent illegal mining activities in the works. Welcome to another episode of Inside the Senate, a reliable program that provides updates on the proceedings from the Senate Chamber of the National Assembly. I'm your host, Hadiza Bayero Aliyu. The Red Chamber has resumed plenary after its annual recess. Several key issues were attended to, even as key decisions were made. Top on the list is the screening and confirmation of Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. Other items on the agenda of the Senate was the passing of the FCT supplementary appropriation bill, as well as the consideration of several bills at second and third reading, leading to their eventual passage. A report of these activities makes up our program today. Please stay tuned.
Promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Nigeria.
The Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria Act Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2023.
And this act should be supported by all.
There are issues that we must use this opportunity to critically address.
We accord this motion the urgency and the necessity it requires.
I rise the second motion.
The ayes have it.
Thank you for staying tuned. The Senate resumed on Tuesday, 24th September 2024. While welcoming his colleagues to the chamber after the long recess, Senate President Godswill Akpabio reminded senators that their assignment embodies the first glimmer of hope that the common man has.
I've often reiterated that while the judiciary may stand as the last refuge of the common man, it is the legislature that embodies the first glimmer of hope for the common man. I believe if we, as the architects of our nation's destiny, can stem the tide when it rises and set ourselves with purpose, the executive arm will navigate with greater ease, and the judicial arm will ensure that the course defined by our collective will is adhered to.
The Senate President acknowledged that the last 3 months have been a mixture of trials and triumphs for Nigerians, a situation which demands the attention of the Senate.
In the face of rising economic pressures, our fellow citizens have been grappling with the harsh realities of inflation, soaring living costs, unpredictable market and economic indices. The challenges have tested the very fabric of our society, and we stand together to express our deepest empathy for every Nigerian.
Senate President Godswill Akpabio then urged his colleagues to focus on the expected demands on the institution to uplift the fortunes of Nigerians, thereby justifying the trust placed on them.
It is through our integrity and openness that we shall uphold the trust of the people. Therefore, we must engage our constituents constantly, listen intensely to their grievances, and ensure that their voices resonate within these hallowed chambers whenever we meet.
Following the remarks of the Senate President, correspondences from the Office of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu were acknowledged and read on the floor of the Senate. They include requests for the Senate confirmation of Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Professor Abdullahi Usman as Chairman of the National Hajj Commission, Dr. Badamasi Lawal as the National Coordinator and CEO of the National Social Investment Program Agency, and Commissioners of the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission.
Late distinguished Senator Patrick Ifeanyi Uba.
The Senate also received notice of the demise of 3 personalities, among whom is their colleague Senator Ifeanyi Uba, who passed away on the 27th of July 2024 in London. Senator Ifeanyi Uba, until his death, represented Anambra South Senatorial District. A minute silence was observed for the departed, after which the Senate adjourned in honor of Senator Ifeanyi Ubah.
May the great soul of distinguished Senator Ifeanyi Ubah rest in perfect peace. Amen.
A condolence register was also opened in the lobby of the National Assembly for colleagues and well-wishers. May his soul rest in peace. Let's take a break here to open our Senate notebook. Don't go away.
Standing orders are the permanent rules governing the procedures and operations of the Senate. They cover a wide range of aspects, including the conduct of debates, voting procedures, committee functions, and the general order of business. These orders ensure consistency, fairness, and orderliness in the Senate proceedings. They can be amended or suspended by the Senate, typically requiring a majority vote. Standing orders address issues such as quorum requirements, the speaking time limits for senators, the handling of bills and motions, and the establishment and operations of committees. By setting these rules, the standing orders help maintain a structured and efficient legislative process.
Welcome back. Wednesday, 25th September 2024, the Senate confirmed Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. This was after a successful screening session in the Senate, during which senators questioned Justice Kekere Ekun on her opinion over a wide range of issues.
Some members from the academia can be brought aboard to the superior bench, just as it was with Elias, just as it was with Toby. Two, we also share strongly from the passions about the need for the justice system to be run in such a way that substantial justice prevails over rules of technicalities, over issues of technicalities.
It will not be correct to say that the court has enthroned technicality over substantial justice. All courts are admonished all the time to eschew technicalities, but it's not in every instance that matters are decided on technicalities. At the same time, where the court looks at the case before it and decides based on the facts and the application of the law.
Justice Kekere Ekun was cleared by the senators at the Committee of Whole and the confirmation announced by the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, pursuant to Section 231, subsection 1 of the Constitution as amended.
The nomination of Honorable Justice Kudirat Olatokunbo Kekere Ekun is hereby confirmed as the Chief Justice of the Federation of Nigeria.
For details of other activities during plenary, let's take this next report compiled and presented from our studio.
While I trust that the Senate will, in their usual expeditious manner...
Another high point of the Senate proceedings last week was the consideration and passage of the FCT Supplementary Appropriation Bill of 288 billion naira only. The bill followed a correspondence from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which was read by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio on the floor of the Senate the previous day.
I write in accordance with the provisions of Section 121 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to forward herewith an additional supplementary budget proposal for the FCTA for consideration and passage by the Senate.
Following a need to pass the bill expeditiously, it was read for the first and second time on the floor of the Senate on that day. Senate Leader Michael Bamidele Okpeyemi presented the general principles of the bill, stating the need for its passage to accommodate additional inflows from internally generated revenues and other sources.
The thrust of this bill is to consolidate the magnitude and scope
of ongoing projects simultaneously within the city center and across the 6 area councils of the territory.
The bill was referred to the Senate committees on FCT area councils and FCTA to treat. It was returned to the Senate for its consideration by the Committee of the Whole on Thursday, 26 September 2024, read a third time and passed. Deputy Senate President Barrow Jibrin presided over Thursday's plenary. Senators shared their thoughts on its passage.
We have seen past FCT ministers, especially the immediate past minister, which has tremendously put across ideas and the very prospective emergence of FCT as a leading city, not only in Africa, one of the leading cities in the world. Every new revenue coming in is being rejected into infrastructure in the FCT. And this is not a request to borrow money. It's a request to spend what has been earned by the FCT.
Still on Wednesday, 25th September 2024, the Senate received and adopted the Conference Committee report on National Assembly Library Trust Fund Act, Amendment Bill 2024. Chairman of the committee, Senator Nwabonyi Onyeka Peter, presented the report.
Mr. President, the Conference Committee hereby recommends as follows: that the Senate and House of Reps do consider and adopt the Conference Committee report on a bill for an act to amend the National Assembly Trust Fund Establishment Act of Number 11, 2022, change the name of National Assembly Library Trust Fund to National Assembly Library Resource Center.
The Senate also confirmed the appointment of Mrs. Olukemi Victoria Iyota as one of the commissioners in the National Population Commission (NPC) representing Ondo State. The confirmation followed the consideration of the recommendation made to that effect by the Committee on National Identity Card and National Population.
For the National Population Commission, those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The chairman of the committee, Senator Abdul Ningi, who presented the report, said the credentials made available to the committee, as well as the public service pedigree of the presidential nominee, was the basis of the committee's recommendation.
The committee sat, perused through the credential of the nominee, and we had the cause to also write to the DSS, the Nigerian police, to actually confirm there was no query or petition against the nominee. We look at her credentials, her places of work, and we are really satisfied that she has passed the standard to be a commissioner in Ondo State.
In his remarks after the confirmation, the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barrow Jibrin, who presided over the session, urged Mrs. Iyota to join other commissioners and chairman of NPC to move the commission forward.
Let me commend the chairman of the Committee on National Identity and National Population for a job well done by processing the bill and getting it submitted in good time. Mrs. Olukemi Victoria Iyota to take this as a national service and do her best to work for the interests of our nation.
Still on Thursday, 26 September 2024, the Senate considered the report of the Senate Committee on Special Duties on the Southwest Development Commission Establishment Bill 2024. Presenting the report, the chairman, Senate Committee on Special Duties, Senator Okaka Hulawan, said the intent and purposes of the bill are well structured for socio-economic development of Southwest.
The committee at one of its sittings deliberated exhaustively on the principles of the bill. Thereafter, a painstaking clause-by-clause analysis of the bill was carried out to ensure that the bill conforms with the normative drafting style and its relates to the bill of this magnitude.
The Senate accordingly moved into the Committee of the Whole for clause-by-clause consideration of the bill, after which it was read for the third time and passed. Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barrow Jibrin, who presided over the session, commented on the bill.
It's a bill that will, when passed into law, will help to really deal with the challenges being faced by the southwestern part of this country, infrastructure challenges, ecological challenges, and so on and so forth, and will help to put that region in the best place to have an environment that will be conducive for those people in that region.
At second reading, the Senate considered a bill for an act to establish Nigerian police force training institutions to serve as a high-level centers for the provision of professional training and for other related matters, 2024. The bill stands in the name of Senator Abdul Hamid Malam Maduri Ahmed.
This bill seeks to provide for a comprehensive legal and institutional framework for the establishment and operations of the Nigerian Police Force training institutions, to provide holistic and special training in any professional field relevant to policing and law enforcement.
There were contributions by other senators on the bill.
Mr. President, often we clamor for more police. Yes, we can do that. But it is equally very, very important and critical and crucial that the police we have, no matter the number, is properly trained, properly kitted, and properly well-fed. The training institutions, of course, will be the starting point in terms of their capacity and competence to deal with issues in their mandates.
This bill couldn't have come at a better time, because I believe that we are in dire need of these training institutions. We need to go back and train our police officers in proper intelligence gathering, because I believe, Mr. President, that having our police officers take over the roads will not achieve a lot.
After the deliberation, the bill scaled second reading and was referred to the Committee on Police Matters to report back in 2 weeks. Still for second reading was a bill seeking the establishment of a special security outfit for the prevention of illegal mining activities in the country. The bill was sponsored by Senator Mohammed Onao, who in his lead debate said the proposed security outfit, when established, will be saddled with the responsibilities of safeguarding mining operations, enforcement of mining, environmental and safety regulations, as well as promoting sustainable mining practices in Nigeria.
I humbly rise to lead the debate on the general principles of the Nigerian Mines Rangers Service Bill 2004 SB 253. The bill was read for the first time on the floor of this Senate on Wednesday, 8th November 2023. The bill inter seeks to establish a specialized agency to be saddled with the responsibilities of safeguarding mining operations.
The vast majority of senators who contributed to the bill viewed it as a positive step.
I am supporting wholeheartedly the second reading of this bill against the backdrop of the fact that we are preaching the gospel of diversification of our economy away from oil to other sectors, with a view to consigning to the dustbin of history the fact that our economy is a monolithic economy that depends on oil for its survival.
We would like to draw the attention of the Senate that we are presently losing about $15.9 billion every year in illegal mining. So if this Rangers services is set up I'm very sure that they will be able to help us to curtail both bandits and illegal miners.
The Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Barrow Jibril, also commended the bill for its merit as far as required protection and regulations enforcement in the mining sector are concerned.
We need this kind of rangers, this kind of people to take care of the security of mining sites. It's a wonderful bill, and this bill should be supported.
Senator Barrow Jibril, in referring the bill to the Committee on Solid Minerals, later mandated it to report back in 2 weeks' time. Meanwhile, several bills were read for the first time last week. They include Federal University of Medical Sciences ECET, Akwa Ibom, sponsored by Senator Ekun Samson; Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Tambuwal Waziri Aminu; Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Simon Bako Lalong; Employees Compensation Act Amendment Bill 2024, sponsored by Senator Oluwole Fasuyi Cyril.
That was a report of plenary activities from last week as compiled and presented from our studio. Next is our profile segment. Stand by for our Senator of the Week.
Senator Abdul Fatai Omotayo Buhari is the current senator representing Oyo North Senatorial District in the 10th Senate. He was born in 1965 in Ogbomosho, Oyo State, Nigeria. He holds a bachelor's degree in business administration from the University of Ilorin, which he earned in 1985. He then furthered his education at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, Kaduna State, where he graduated with a master's degree in business administration in 1993. In 2009, he obtained a PhD in public policy from the University of Abuja. Senator Abdul Fatai Omotayo Buhari has worked with different organizations in different capacities. Notable among them are Deputy General Manager at SCOA, a division of UTC Nigeria PLC, Managing Director Abapart Nigeria Limited, Special Advisor on Water Resources Oyo State, Commissioner for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs Oyo State, among others. In 2003, Senator Abdul Fatai Omotayo Buhari was elected as a member of the House of Representatives representing Ogbomosho North, Ogbomosho South, and Orire Federal Constituency. He was elected senator representing Oyo North Senatorial District in 2015 and was re-elected into the same position in 2019 and 2023. Since becoming a member of the National Assembly, Senator Abdul Fatai Omotayo Buhari has headed various committees. They include Vice Chairman Senate Industry Committee from 2015 to 2019, Chairman ICT and Cybercrime Committee from 2015 to 2019, and Chairman Senate Committee on Land Transport from 2019 to 2023. Senator Abdul Fatai Omotayo Buhari currently serves as Senator representing Oyo North Senatorial District in the 10th Senate under the platform of the All Progressives Congress APC. He also serves as Chairman Senate Committee on Aviation. His legislative interests include security, education, community development, and human empowerment.
With that, we conclude this episode of Inside the Senate. You can catch up on past episodes by connecting with us on our social media platforms displayed on your screen. Be sure to join us next week for a new edition of the program. Thank you for watching.